If our older selves teleported to where we are now.
The kind of idea of if you had someone, I mean, if your older self teleported into exactly the place that you are now, or me for me, or whatever, it would be like this was your kind of thought of like the nuances of like what would it mean for the you from 10 years from now to see where you are in this moment, and like what are the small things that would immediately just vanish, like little worries or thoughts or things that are just actually so impermanent and not worth considering at all, that would just vanish because of the wiser you would just see it, and it would just, or they just wouldn't have it because they don't, they'd be out of that. So is that kind of thing.
It's pretty related to I suppose to use an example of a tangible thingy that would happen is like if you're
sweeping the floor was one.
Yeah, like if you're sweeping the floor and you're stressed out over something random, or like that I need to do this when I get home, or I did this yesterday and I can't remember if I left this stove on, or some, all those memes. And your future self teleport to where you are, they'd be like sweeping the floor and be fascinated beyond belief about their surroundings, because they're like, whoa, I just teleported here.
Yeah.
For one, they would have completely different concerns that would completely dwarf whatever your petty complaints were, because your future self would just be like, hey, cool.
Yeah. Wow.
Like, this is where I am. Like the novelty to them would like completely outmatch anything that you had, and their state and their existence and who they are is so vastly different from you, in probably some worse ways, probably some better ways, who knows, hopefully better in all ways, but that would like overcome all of whatever was going on with you at the time. Like they would maybe have the skills or resources to get over whatever you were needing to get over at the time, or they'd already gotten over all of the stuff that you were caring about. So even if things like thoughts and those kinds of senses, like thought as a sense, carried over, the thoughts would be there and be like, oh yeah, I remember that, and just kind of flutter away.
Yeah.
Like the things that are significant in that conventional sense of like, this is important to me, I care about this, rather than a genuine care. This needs to be done and that needs doing and whatever else, to make that actual flip to like I understand all of this, I no longer am completely absorbed and taken over by it. That would immediately happen with your future self showing up there. And yeah,
it's an interesting thing to contemplate.
Yeah, like if I were to picture my future self showing up where I am right now, it'd just be like, yeah man, this is fun, let's just talk about cool stuff. Nice, there's like riddles. Yeah, probably just be big grins, just a big smile melting off his face. Yeah,
sounds like a hippie.